Are you wondering what your favorite wacky nerds are up to? Search for Campaigns of the Plains on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and make sure to follow and like us to keep up with all our content and news. You might also find exclusive content for fans only. Remember to catch us on YouTube every Friday at noon for a new episode of Campaigns of the Plains.
And welcome to episode 29 of Campaigns of the Plains, Season 2. Yeah, guys, we are deep in it now.
No.
Into a whole new arc. Got past our little Garuda arc there, and now our eyes are set on the future here to see what happens. Remember, guys, every Friday you can catch our new episodes on YouTube. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, click the bell, do all that jazz. And also make sure to follow us on our socials. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I think we have a TikTok floating around somewhere.
Yeah, our last post was in December, I think, of 2021. I don't know when this video is going to come.
They're right over there.
There, follow those socials.
Right there.
I like the way you do that right there. Haha.
Yeah, there you go.
We also have podcasts. Travis, tell them about the podcasts.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got podcasts every Wednesday, folks. If you missed Friday's YouTube drop and you want to catch up, or you just want to have some easy listening on your way to work, catch us every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform. We're talking Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, really just about anywhere you can find listening goodness. Download us there and make sure to, like us on all the relevant platforms, like Josh said, and keep up to date with all of our new releases.
Yeah, sounds good to me. All right, who wants to recap what happened last episode?
Oh, I took notes. I know. It's crazy.
It's so crazy, man.
So crazy, man.
A lot kind of happened.
Oh, God. I took what? Oh, no. What did I do?
Deleted all the notes. They're gone.
They're gone.
Shit.
I took notes. Okay. Well, so Ellie went on to get summon training, and she was late because she slept in. She was reading a real good book, and then she stopped for bread. But she learned that the vision summons that she's been summoning all willy-nilly, some of them can be bad and could possess her. So that's something that's concerning. And she's going to spend the next 4 days learning about summons and how to not get possessed. Hopefully. Or you guys are going to get a whole new Ellie. That's fun. Oh, and I got cinnamon raisin bread, though, so that's great. And then we changed to camera to the rest of the crew to see what they're doing. They decided to go get communal breakfast. It's not a cult. And they found out that the Guardians are coming, maybe? Like tomorrow, probably? Maybe? And then they talked to a captain.
The Wood Whalers.
The Wood Whalers. And they was like, meet me by the gate in an hour. And boy, that hour took a long time. And during that hour, before they went, Milos got a rock buddy. He can ask his rock buddy, like, one thing a day. And, he found out that today that there's some bad energy in a familiar cave. And then, we pop over to everybody else, and Marquies got a bad feeling and had a mild panic attack because he saw something weird. And Becky saw the same weird thing and had a bad feeling, and all of her runes started to tingle, the bad tingle. And that thing had one blue eye and one green eye and was wearing white, and it was the... the Keeper of Death. I got more notes on that. Asher felt a bad feel through the green word and the ley lines and stuff. And Din was confused and watched the guy pick his nose, so she picked her nose, and the bear picked his nose. It's important. Keeper of the Dead. I have like 6 notes on this, but basically they weigh the souls and the sins of the dead on scales or with their little fire orbs, and they're called Nald Thal, because sometimes it's 2 people fused together as one sometimes. And we go back to Ellie, who is completely oblivious to all of this awful things happening with her friends, and that there's impending danger maybe a day away, and she learned how to summon Cecil successfully. And Dark Cecil. Good and bad. Both left and right Cecil. Yep. And she summoned something else by accident, and that lady was evil. That's where we left off.
Alright. Would anybody like to add more to that? Or seem pretty solid?
How do you follow that?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that was good.
It's pretty tough.
I do good 50% of the time. The notes. For some reason, the notes in the episode preceding the good notes is always weird. Why? It could be the energy drink wearing off. I didn't have one today, but yeah.
All right. So.
Well, Becky flirted with a really ugly dwarf. Very successfully. She might have a date later.
Or not.
All right. We.
Shit! Drop my drink. That's okay, it's fine. It's only a little. Oh boy, don't open that.
We go back to you, Ellie.
Okay!
During your training. And we go back to you. You are training with this woman who you have not asked their name, which, as a DM that has DM'd you for a really long time, and you ask every fucking random NPC's name, except for this really important...
I had to ask the Brett Smith their name.
Oh, god damn it.
I believe her name was Sarah Lee.
Oh.
I'm sitting in the hut and I'm reading the book that she gave me with all the people in it. I'm imagining.
No, she has not taken you back inside just yet.
Hey, can you show me how to do that unsummon thing?
It takes years of practice.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna live a while.
Good. You can train that long then.
Okay. Hey.
Yes.
What's your name?
And she's like, I never thought you'd never ask. No. So she says, my name is Shar.
With an F?
With a C. C-H-A-R.
It's like share. It smells like share.
I've never heard Char spelled with an S.
C-H-A-R.
Mm-hmm.
Shar. How did Ivar know you?
Because I taught him.
Oh, right. I think he told me that. You must be very old, because he's very, very old.
Let's not talk about my age.
Oh. Oh, you don't ask people about their age. I forgot. Yeah. Marquies gets offended when I ask him his age, too. Although, things are kind of complicated with him.
Just focus. Focus.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Focus.
Now listen.
Okay.
Visions are a different kind of beast when summoning them.
Yes.
If you rely upon them too much, it will get harder and harder to control them.
So you're saying that I have to have faith in myself?
What? No, none of that nonsense.
Oh, good. That's good. Because I don't.
Great. I don't care if you have faith in yourself, so long as you have control of your aether.
Oh, I can do that.
Great. Now listen.
Silly Marquies thinking I need to have faith in myself.
That's normal summon stuff, which you should
I'm not
already have a grasp upon.
I don't. I can't summon anything, actually. Can you help me with that?
Oh my, you don't even have the basics down.
I can summon Poppy.
How did you
and
become
I
a
have
summoner?
the crystals for Titan and for Garuda, but I don't know how to summon them. I know the theory, but every time I try, I get one of...
Well, let's focus on the visions
And
first,
I became
since
a
they
summoner because
Focus.
I needed a thing,
Focus.
and Poppy appeared. It was really a big old mess, honestly.
She, very lightly grabs your ears.
Ow!
And lightly, and is like, like, talks into them and is like, focus.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try.
Great.
I get distracted easily.
She puts your ears down and, like, pats them gently.
Hold them.
And she says, now listen. The more you rely upon visions, the harder they will become to control.
So
you should use them sparingly.
When I really need them.
Correct.
When we're in lots of danger.
Correct.
How do I summon the regular things then?
Yes, I suppose we should go over that.
Yes.
And so...
I actually, it's funny. I failed the Garuda trial, but now I've passed it, so I'm right where I was before.
Progress, I guess. And she takes in effect both of your stones, and she says, now, let's try to summon Garuda.
Okay, I met her. She was nice.
Great.
Well, no, she wasn't, but then she was. It's complicated.
Listen.
Okay.
Focus.
I'm trying. Sometimes Marquies gives me alcohol, and that helps.
You do not need alcohol to mix with your aether. Trust me.
Okay. Don't listen to Marquies again. Got it.
Now take the Garuda crystal and focus your aether through it.
Okay, I do that.
As you're doing that, go ahead and roll me a concentration.
Oh god. Concentration. 9.
Chard is staring at you as you focus your aether through this green shard of the crystal that you've received from Garuda, and she just kind of sighs for a moment, and that stern, almost fiery expression on her face changes to almost a motherly affection, and she comes behind you and places her hands on top of you, and she says, think of your aether like a river.
Okay.
Right now, your river is raging. It's
an
causing
angry river.
all of these distortions.
Okay.
But if you quiet and calm yourself and listen to your aether, slow it down, deep breaths.
Okay. Ellie starts breathing really, deep breaths, and then she starts humming to herself. Just like a hymn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the hymn of the faith?
Nope. She didn't make it up a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you start to hum, you feel Char's presence behind you, pressing in like a mother would. And you feel as though she's started to match your pitch and your tone. And it seems like as you close your eyes and focus on the crystal, you picture that hum, that vibration, meeting the waves of your aether. And instead of crashing together, they cancel each other out. And she says, now release it.
Okay.
No, now don't get excited.
Okay.
Just release it.
Okay. She does it.
So, you finally feel as your aether releases through this crystal. And she says, now focus. What does your Garuda look like?
You remember those sky dancers from the 90s?
Oh boy.
She comes up spinning out, and she's got wings on her hands, and little ballet slippers, and a flowy green dress, and curly greenish hair.
Okay, so hair's feather-like.
Oh yes, yeah, the feather dress, whatever.
Yeah,
but
and she still has talons, but they're kind of pointed like a ballet shoe would be. And she has the wings, the feathers on her arms that look like wings. And she comes twirling out of the ground in a ballet, what do they call them? Parade? Is that what they're called when they spin? I don't know. I don't know ballet terminology. I apologize, folks. But yeah, she comes spinning out and she stops.
Watch it, she'll get tangled in your hair.
Straight to the fireplace.
I literally just said that.
Nice. But yeah, so you open your eyes and you actually witness as Garuda springs from this gale. The Garuda Eggy does. As she springs from Poppy's form and turns into an eggy form of Garuda.
I did it! I didn't think that wasn't Poppy! Hi, Garuda.
And, like, with this ballet image in your mind, she kind of, like, does a low ballet-style bow where she has, like, one leg kicked up behind her.
Yeah, she's so pretty.
The prettiest ballet, Garuda.
So elegant.
And Char, like, slow claps for you and is like, you can now summon Garuda.
Yeah! Oh, Din would say, hell yeah!
Okay.
Din's my friend. She has, like, 12 pets.
Okay.
She keeps them in little bracelets.
Okay. Back to the matter at hand.
Sorry, I get distracted easily.
Well, we now have Garuda, but you have the stone for Titan.
Yeah, I do. I've had it since the beginning.
Well, let's go ahead and try to summon him next.
Okay. You're not Reese. You're not Reese. You're Titan. You're not Reese. You're Titan.
Roll my concentration.
Okay. 10. She average.
You close your eyes and you mutter to the crystal, "You're not Reese. You're not Reese." All you can see is Reese's face as he slips into that crystal.
I'm sorry, I'm dealing with trauma.
And you hear Char's voice say, "It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay to mourn the loss of a loved one."
Yes, that's true.
You haven't had time, I'm assuming, to...
No, I've been in danger 24/7 since I've met my friends.
You're not going to be able to properly summon Reese until, well, Titan, until you deal with your Reese issue. We're done for today. Why don't you... And this is much later in the day, almost evening time. You've been here for the better part of the day studying and working on these summons, learning things. And she says, "It's late enough. Why don't you find Elon and actually have a conversation about Reese with him?"
I don't know where Elon is.
This time of day, you'll find him near the temple, in the memorial site.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll go. Should I go change first?
Probably.
That seems fair. Maybe I'll go buy a new outfit.
Be back here
At
in the
dawn?
morning
Is it
at dawn.
Oh, dear. Poppy? Okay, Poppy, set an alarm for...
And she like bares her fangs at you again, ready to bite you.
Oh, don't bite me. You were Garuda for a second. Did you feel elegant?
Wow.
You don't know because you disappear, huh? That's kind of how that... You were elegant.
All right.
Let's go get clothes on. I'll get you a nice little bow so you look presentable.
You set off back to the town. Back to you guys. Back here in the morning, you've just had this encounter with this invisible force, and you pick Becky up off of the ground and kind of dust her off a little bit. She goes over the information with you guys about the Keeper of the Dead, and Marquies, you dig up some mental information about Nalthal. Are you sharing with the group?
Yes. So, based on the description you gave, and it does seem like what I sort of caught a glimpse of, it sounds to me like this is a... Let's see. I did get the name from that role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It seems like the figure is most likely that's hard to say. Nodthal. They are keepers of the dead. It's not exactly one figure, but two. But they are sometimes one.
Who the hell's a Nardthal?
Naldthal.
Yeah, that's what I said. And what the fuck did he want with us?
Well, I don't know what he might want with, or they. I'm not sure which one or both in particular we were seeing, but I don't know about either of you. I can only speculate as to me.
I mean, yeah, you make sense, but like, I'm still living, so...
The only thing I could say is, we've been traveling together for a while now. Our connections might be curious. Oh, and There is also the matter of Asher.
Yeah, but he's good now.
Is he so different from me?
Well, and your thing seems a lot weirder than Asher's thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the bear nods his head a little bit, even though he doesn't understand the conversation.
Yeah.
Well, either way, that's really the most that I can, at this point, think. Yes, I'm not 100% certain as to why, but that's what I can offer you now.
Maybe these things are coming after you because you have both escaped death in some fashion. I mean, you come close to death in previous battles, and Marquies is unsent.
Though I will say, it is interesting that they seem to have attacked you.
Yeah, I don't get that.
None of us were affected by that, whatever it was that knocked you over.
Maybe they felt threatened by your power.
Oh, death. I don't know. It really shook me up.
The presence of these beings certainly is not a comforting one.
Well, okay, so these are like spirits of the dead. Like, what are they?
Well, they are a god.
A god?
Of the 12? Yeah. So they are one of the 12, which might make it 13.
That's confusing.
They only gain membership when they're together.
The count is 1 for voting.
Maybe we should learn more about these things. I think they be practiced. I mean, it doesn't seem like any of us know.
I feel like I've heard of the 12, but like, they don't really interact with the world anymore.
No. That's why, common knowledge, that is one of the reasons why Aeon worship is so much more prevalent, especially in this area. The Aeons themselves bestow blessings and are readily and availably seen doing things in the world, whereas the 12 have not been answering any prayers, haven't really been sending out any blessed. I mean, very minimal, very rare are the priests or paladins even of the 12.
So, what the hell is like a super god doing down here and picking on me?
Picking on you, I couldn't say. That's something that you might have to explore on your own.
Well, he was looking at you first.
Well, I can certainly assume that, like the things that I have explained to you before, they could have a hand to play in their interest.
I feel like they're both interested in you too for some reason. Reasons might not be clear right now, but we will keep an eye out for their appearance again and make sure you are not harmed. But obviously these are very strong foes, so I don't know how to actually fight, but trying to get you out of danger.
Yeah, easy for you to say. You didn't get bitch slapped by a god.
That's accurate, but at least you don't have to walk.
Yeah.
So, after this particular conversation, you guys pick up and resume your direction towards the Southern Guard post. And there you meet your contact, and she greets all of you and kind of motions you inside. And as you close the door behind you as you come in, and she kind of looks at the bear and is like, I don't think he's going to fit through the door frame.
Suck it in.
Alright, so you're waiting outside?
Yes, we're going to stand outside and guard.
Oh, okay.
Both of us standing up.
Good,
Yes.
okay. So you frighten most of the actual guards away from the door and assume guard duty in front of the door. Those of you that have gone in now see as she removes her mask, now her Wood Whaler mask, and you see a very, very strong, very defined face of this captain of the guard, gray ashen in color, dark black hair, almost a stony grain to her skin, and she motions for you to sit at the table. She says, "So, as you know, since you cleared the temple, we've been able to force the Guardians out of the city, but not very far, and they very quickly regained footing in one of the nearby cities, and they're regaining strength with troops sent from the capital. They plan to try to retake the city."
What direction are they coming from?
Last report was they are southeast and traveling along the main roads, so that's actually, and she kind of flattens out a map that had been on the table and places two stones on the corners to keep it from rolling back up. And marked on the map are a couple of troop locations here to the south. This is actually the first map that you've actually gotten to see of Emerald, so pretty interesting stuff. As they have some of the nearby forests named and everything. Some of the areas and locations that have been scouted out nearby actually named on said map, but also troop locations and movements drawn on the map itself. You view the map and you see that there is a spot along the main road that has to pass through a ravine, and this is where they have plans set up and markers set up to lay ambush.
So looking at the map and seeing the place where they're looking to ambush them, does it seem like there's, well, A, do I see the cave that I learned about from last session? Do I see that on the map as I'm looking at it?
Go ahead and make me a perception check. Investigation, rather. We'll go with investigation.
That's a word. No, I did roll pretty well, though. I think it's only like a +1, so like
19?
Yeah, 19.
You do not see like a cave marked on the map in that area, but you do in that general area see a couple of different markings on the map to the east of the city. You actually see that there is a outcropping of trees that have been drawn on the map, and they're kind of circled around in a particular area. And you see the word chocobo ? Written over top of it. That's kind of a little bit to the northeast of the city. Straight east, you see what looks to be like the symbol for a toppled tower. And it says Ruins of Baron. That's directly east of the city. And then to the southeast, you actually see like the overall symbol for magic placed on the map on a symbol that looks like a tower, but the tower is inverted.
What direction was the inverted tower in?
Kind of to the southeast.
I will point to the magic symbol, because I probably don't recognize what that symbol means.
You're trained in Arcana, aren't you?
I don't. Get up a check. I am!
So yeah, you would recognize the symbol. It just... it's basically the symbol for magic in general, and anybody spotting the map or helping you out could tell you that is also trained in Arcana. That yeah, it's the general symbol for like magic as a whole, and like there's a question mark next to it as well. So it seems like perhaps there was magic detected there, but they don't know what.
Is the inverted tower that's southeast nearby the ambush location?
No, nope. It's off of the road further east.
Okay. Okie dokie.
How big is the...
How big is the... Are you asking, or are you just viewing on the map?
Based on the map, can I see that? If not, I'll ask.
Yeah, it's hard to extrapolate on the map just because scale is weird here, because this is a hand-drawn map, and there's not really scale to much else. But you do ask Bergen, and she says, So the ravine itself is wide enough for perhaps 2 soldiers to go in shoulder to shoulder, but no wider. And it spans for about half a mile.
Are the walls of the ravine pretty steep?
They are. She says that the rock surrounding the ravine is all shale, so any climbing is particularly difficult.
Well, I could probably help with an ambush on it. I recently came across some new skills that would make the road pretty rough for them.
Fair enough. I will have you report to Emma, our resident mage.
Alright.
Was there any other questions I could answer?
Would Emma want all magic users to report to her?
She is in charge of our small mage unit. Unfortunately, we only have a handful here, as most have been sent to spy in other areas.
Well, I also know magic, so I probably should join and meet with Emma.
Are there any other questions? We do have report that the troops should be passing through the ravine tomorrow, just after noon, if they keep their same pace.
Who should the physical attackers talk to? Are you in charge of that?
I am. Yes. So we will set upon the bluff overlooking the ravine, and we shall rain rocks down upon them. Bows and arrows.
Barbaric.
What's that?
Sounds like
Should have potioned the oil flask.
Damn. That's violence. I don't disapprove.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying what it is.
I like to think Din's listening in through the door and she opens it a little bit, just like, burn him.
Burn them. Bergen's like, yeah, not bad idea.
violence.
Yes,
nothing
tar.
violent.
Yes.
Violence is always
Tar them.
She says, just report to back here at the southern barracks before dawn. We shall set out. It's not very far, and we already have workers piling debris along the ravine so that we may rain down upon them. Make it hail.
Where do I go see Emma?
Emma is just next door, and she kind of like nods to the side there. That seems to be like there's a small ancillary room off to the side.
I'm gonna go over and see if Emma's in.
Okay. There's not really a door here. More so like a pair of like the swinging saloon style doors. And you see as this really disheveled Aura woman is sitting on a couch. Like she has these darker robes on. And she has this really like short, kind of pixie style cut, but it's like sticking up in places. She's got this dark scaling and these horns that kind of come forward a little bit to the point like right next to her mouth. And you see as she's like piling over maps and different scrolls and jotting down notes in this giant tome next to her. She doesn't even notice you guys approach.
I'll walk up from behind with you, and I will prestidigitate, like, just knocking on, like, a wooden door, but obviously there is no wooden door to knock on.
Sure.
Just like the sound effect of us knocking. And as soon as she looks up from her papers, just kind of wave awkwardly.
So upon hearing the wooden knock, like, you see she very exasperately, like, slams down the quill that she's been writing with on the desk and slams her hand on the desk as well and is like, Bergen, what? Oh.
Sorry.
And she kind of, like, puts down her hair and you see that, like, her fingers are, like, covered in ink and she's, like, just basically, like, trying to, like, slick her hair down without getting black ink in her already blackened hair, so... and she kind of stands up and like smooths out her robe and like kind of like gives you a nod and is like, "Oh, I apologize. I thought you were the captain. How can I help you?"
First, nice cut. I need to talk to your style. second, we are both mages in our own right, and we were sent to assist where we can. I have some ideas for the review.
Oh, great. I only have... And she kind of she starts to count 1, 2, and then she gets a third finger up to half point and then puts it back down, and then she's like, I only have about 2 mages at my usage currently.
Well, I guess the more the merrier, right? We might be able to convince another mage user, depending on, I don't know, do you know if she has class tomorrow?
I think she's busy with, learning how to not kill us. But,
I mean, she's a potential maybe. She's a
a
question
definite
mark.
maybe.
So, maybe
Perhaps only mages that can control their abilities. I'd rather not die from a stray fireball.
That's a good point.
Or a stray dead person resurrected into ethereal form.
What?
But yeah. Nothing. Anyway, I am great with evocation. He's great with all the elements, just like Fab. So, I think between the two of us, we can be some help. Move things around for you.
And she actually looks at you, Milos, and she says, she sees the bell hanging off your belt, and she goes, oh, you're a geomancer. Oh, you are perfect. I need you to create some rough terrain for these soldiers to slow them down, if that would be possible.
Oh, yes, of course. That's a flick of the wrist. I can do that in my sleep. That's no problem. I've never felt so valued. You guys usually just do your thing, but that when how valuable I am. Anyway, yes, of course. Perhaps we can even. I heard some of the more melee type troops were also planning on throwing some rocks down onto the ravine. I can potentially just break off pieces of the ravine on top of them as well, or kind of corral them. We have ideas.
That would be great, yes. And she, reaches down onto the table, and you see she has a link pearl sitting on the table. She places it on her ear, and she kind of puts her hand to her ear, and she says, Liam, do you have some, do you need some assistance for gathering rock and whatnot? I have a mage here, a geomancer, should be very useful. And she kind of nods her head a couple times, and she says, great. Would you mind sending someone to fetch him? Show him the way. Yes, great. You'll have someone here shortly. Just follow them. They're with the engineering corps. They should be here shortly to escort you. They'll be out front.
Very well. Well, I shall head out and keep an eye out for them. I'll leave you to strategize.
All right.
Okay.
So, you leave out the front to wait. Becky, you see now that she's kind of looking at you, and she says, evocation. That'd be great, perhaps to harry the troops. And she's kind of thinking and walking, and she's picked up the quill again, and she has started tapping the feather against her chin as she is walking back and forth. And she...
I might. So I could evoke a tornado at the front of the ravine to block their passage. And while they are distracted, I too can manipulate the earth. I could collapse about 80 feet of the ravine in on them.
Very useful, but I think we'll leave that to Milos and the other engineers. I like the tornado idea, but instead of at the head of the column, why not at the back to force them into the ravine?
Yeah, sure, we can do that too.
And she says, great. If you need any time to prepare or gather any ingredients for your spells, now would be the best time. But just meet me back here tomorrow before dawn, and we will march together. I have the perfect place for us.
Aye, Captain.
I put extensive research in if I can throw a bear while flying, and I can't.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
With no printing this stuff out, I'm just sitting here trying to map out if I can do it.
How do I yeet the bear at the troops?
Oh my
Fucking bear
god.
bomber over there.
So Bergen now contemplated the three of you, says, we shall be at the head of the ravine in case any of the troops make it out of the ravine alive. We'll mop up what's left of them.
Great.
And she, peeks out the door at you and your bear.
Huh?
Hey, you're good with melee weapons, or?
Flying bears.
She is a melee weapon.
Bears, great. Okay. Just meet back here before dawn, and we will meet up with the rest of the troops.
Marquies is like, yes, I am the melee.
Yeah, man, sure.
Another Glock.
All right. So you are all sent upon your tasks, and you now have the rest of the day to yourselves. As you guys leave the barracks here to the south and make your way back into the city, Din, you see a familiar figure actually come running towards you. It's the Huntmaster, Rigger. He's trying to wave you down. And he's like, oh, little huntress.
Yes.
I have somebody here who knows you.
Does her name start with an I?
Perhaps she wouldn't tell me her name.
Oh.
I caught her trying to poach the little bears last night, and managed to capture her and waiting for the authorities, but she said that she knew you. I don't know what to do with her.
Kill her. I'll go say hi.
Killer.
Kill her, I guess.
I'll go say hi.
All right. Are any of you going with Din, or I guess Marquies, you see this giant Goliath gentleman come running up to Din and have this conversation. You do as well, Asher. Are you guys going with her? Are you going to do your own thing here?
Well, seeing as it seems like we've got a lot going on, I think I'm going to go back and work on making or refilling my supply, so I have as many potions and elixirs and all of that.
Okay. Sounds good. What about you, Asher?
He will probably return to wherever they're staying, and he's gonna read the book that he has, and then kind of mess around with the materia that he has and figure out what everything is. Kind of get prepped.
Sounds good. So Din, you go with Grigger and your bear to the Huntmaster Lodge, the one you had been to the previous day. Not to the jail, which would be where most people who got caught doing something illegal would probably do. But you enter the lodge and you see that very familiar sight of the different trophies in the main area here. The bear head, the elks, all manner of different stuff. Pelts and whatnot. Further back in a hallway down the back, you hear a voice going, "Let me out!"
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
So, you go back and sure enough, it's exactly who you think it is. And she looks disheveled, like she's been in the wild a bit too long.
What happened to you?
And upon seeing you, she just kind of growls this almost feral growl and spits in your general direction.
Nasty. Barbaric.
Make me a perception check.
Oh. 22.
22. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you've been out in the wild for long periods of time, but and you know that being out in the wild, being away from society in general, it can make you a little feral, communing with nature for a little too long. being away from a good hot bath for too long. But she's got like caked on dirt and like blood on her leathers and scratches all over her body. Her hair is out of its normal like hunting braid and like has almost started to what do they call it? We haven't brushed it for a really long time.
Matted?
Yeah, it's starting to get like matted in areas and seems like maybe there's blood, something matting her hair. Looks like she's been a lot longer than the last time that you'd seen her, which was only about a week ago. She's missing her bow and arrow.
More than a week.
Hmm?
I feel like we saw her like the first night we were in the woods. That's when Fire Tornado happened.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely more than a week ago.
Wow. At least a week. But yes.
Seems like months.
It's been at least 2 weeks since it took us a week to get here.
Anyway.
After all the other stuff.
She looks like she's been out in the wild for months. And obviously she's missing her bow and arrow, but there is something else missing on her as well. You look down at her wrist and she doesn't have any of her totems. In fact, it looks like along her wrists, she has like rope burns where her totems were.
What happened to your gems?
And she looks at you now and she again has that feral look in her eye. And it's almost like she recognizes you, but she doesn't acknowledge you like she knows who you are. She's barely making conversation. The language that's coming out of her mouth is barely more than grunts in common, which for someone that's been raised in a hoitier position than you, was fairly good at speech, but can barely manage it now. And she lashes out at the bars at you and is like, "Rah!" And you can see where, like, she's dug her nails into something, like, something bloody. And you see as, like, she, like, bites at, like, the cage, like some kind of wild beast. And her teeth had grown long, especially in the canines.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
So
And
Gregor's
Gregor's with you, and he's like, I don't know what to make of it. Like, she was barely able to speak common when I found her in the cave, but she looked like she was, if it were anybody else, I'd think they were crazy. She was trying to attack the bear cubs, but, like, she's strong, don't get me wrong. And he, like, shows off his arm where, like, looks like there's, like, a gouge up his forearm. And he goes, but I was able to rope her together and throw her in one of our cages here, but I don't know how long that's gonna last. I don't know what to do with her.
She's just a beastmaster like us. Weird.
Well, I mean, I'm actually from the southeast, over in Rubus, so y'all have some kind of different beastmaster rituals than us.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to make of her. She said she knew you, or at least she was screaming your name when she came in.
Huh. We started not too long ago. She was a bitch, but she was fine.
Bitch.
I mean,
I don't know
No,
what this
Becky,
is,
but she's
though.
cool.
she's a beastmaster?
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Where's her
bitch
totems?
master.
I don't know. She should have them in the wrist like I do.
Yeah, look at her wrists, and he kind of points to it with his head, and he's like some kind of burns on her arm.
Maybe someone took them, or no?
I mean, if they took them, they did it awfully forceful.
Yeah.
Those look like rope burns.
I don't know what could have done this. That's weird.
She's all feral and stuff. Was she like that?
No, last time she was fine.
Well, all I know is the entire night that I got her in here, she was cursing about some great hunt or something.
I don't know.
Go ahead and make me a history check.
13.
13. So it's kind of on the tip of your tongue. You remember something about the great hunt. Some kind of legend about a great hunter and a great beast. All of his companions striding out to kill a godlike beast. But the hunter's companions were devoured one by one. Their link with their beastmaster, eaten, consumed, not just flesh, but when a Beastmaster forms a link with their companion, it's a soul-to-soul link. And in the Great Hunt, when the Divine Beast eats a companion, it doesn't just eat the animal, it devours that bit of essence. Or at least that's the tale that's told in your tribe.
I don't know what we should do with her.
I don't know what to do either. I mean, I keep her in a cage, but it feels bad. But, like, what else am I going to do with her? And I don't think, by your totems at least, you're not from around these parts, so I can't send her back home or anything, can I?
I don't think we can take her out of here.
Well,
she's a bitch, but she's not, like, evil.
I can't set her free. She's going to bite somebody.
Yeah. Do you take her?
I mean, I could, but, like, maybe I should make a bigger cage.
Yeah. Was she trying to, like, hurt the bear cubs, or?
Yeah, she was trying to, like, I don't know, she went all feral and she was trying to, like, it almost looked like a wolf hunting. I mean, she was trying to bite their necks, trying to slash at them with her fingernails. It was weird.
I need to go home. Take her with you?
I mean, I can only assume you came through the mists, and that's a dangerous journey.
I don't know how to get there. You could, like, rope her with a leash. I would do that to her.
I think you'd need to come up with some kind of cage in a cart situation.
Oh, yeah. That's probably not.
Dragging her through the mist. I can't help but think that whoever the poor soul was that had to take her just end up getting lots of fiends called upon them.
I think I need to take her home. Or need to talk about this.
Well, I mean, the only way to send a message through the mists is through the wood whalers. I mean, I could arrange it.
Yes.
Alright. Yeah. And he, like, rifles through his big oak desk and finds a scratch piece of parchment and pen and quill for you.
She holds pencils like this.
She
can't
can't
scratch.
Can she write? She can't read.
She can't write common.
Oh.
Yes, draconic for sure. Chicken scratch.
Alright. Chicken scratch to chronic. Awesome.
How do you write when you can't
I
write?
can't common.
Oh,
Common.
she can't read common.
Yes, we've never established that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she got the letter from this girl, draconic. So
Mm-hmm.
I do draconic. I just can't write common.
Right. Yeah, all right, you're reading common. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good to know.
Alright. So he rolls it up when you're done and asks where he's sending it.
Lore name. Oh god. I have to send it to
You're from Drakeagroff, right?
Yep. Yes.
So, he goes, alright, I'll get it there for you. Feed her in the meantime.
You got the same thing AG feeds the beer cubs. The same stuff.
That's about the best I could do for her. So, yeah, if you figure something out, let me know.
She's mean, but she don't deserve this. She's a bitch though. I mean,
Yeah, so weird. Like, if she was normal before this, like, cause her to go all fair.
in such a short time too.
When was the last time you saw her?
So,
Well, it's crazy whatever it is.
I wonder if she got caught up.
I'm not there.
Yep.
Yeah, and you don't even have a thing.
You don't have a link, Pearl.
I don't. It blew up.
Alright, so,
Ellie has telepathy. She probably sends random people messages every once in a while.
telepathy. Alright. Anything else you want to do here?
With my arm with the totem light on her? Nothing?
Like, she, like, stares at him. She's,
the
like, on all
totems?
fours and, like, looking at the totems.
I know. Back away like, alright.
And she goes back to, like, a feral haunch. Seemed to calm her down for a second.
Shiny.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe you should get her a toy.
Alright. Are you taking off then?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna back out of it.
Sounds good. Alright. We'll cut back over to Asher. You make it back to Elar's.
Okay.
You start thumbing through the tome, and it's really dry. It's all this ancient script and whatnot, and you're, like, nodding off a little bit as you're reading it, and, like, your face hits the book, and you're like, oh, maybe I need to, like, stretch for a bit or something, get something to drink or something, because this is some dry work about, like, the origins of the green word and, like, basically the genesis of all of the people who discovered the green words. So-and-so begot so-and-so, that kind of thing. It's dry stuff. You're even skipping 4 chapters and it's still on that. So you're like, okay, whatever. And you get up, start to stretch a little bit. You hear this, almost like a jingle, like a bell or metal on metal, like a chime even, coming from your bag.
Okay, you'd reach in and grab it.
It is the key that your mom gave you.
Oh.
It is...
You've seen her use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it is almost like humming.
Oh.
And it's kind of glowing a little bit. But yeah, you've definitely seen her use it. She basically just went to a surface that a door would take up and place the key in the surface and turn, and seemed like her atelier would appear.
Yeah, you could probably just try to do that.
All right. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check real quick.
14.
14. All right. So you place the key in the non-existent wall, and you kind of push, and just like tissue paper, the wall seems to give away to you forcing the key into it, and you turn it to the side and clicks, and you see this green energy start to stream along the wall, and it goes through the baseboards, ceiling, and then back around into a rectangular shape. And it starts to form the filigree to the front of a door. What color is your door? What color do you think when you think Asher?
Probably red.
Red?
Yeah, it's not what I would pick, but I think it would probably be red for him.
Okay. So this red door appears from nowhere on the surface of this wall, and there is this golden turnstile knob. You've seen your mom do the same thing, so you reach, clicks, and it pushes in.
Thanks for tuning in to Campaigns of the Plains channel. To catch new material every Friday on YouTube, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Now, on with the show.
There's a flash of green lights, and inside, go ahead and explain what an atelier for Asher would look like. This is a workplace for Asher, somewhere where he can create things.
Yeah, I would imagine it would probably be a mixture of like what he saw her room to look like, because that's kind of what he would like imagine it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be like a hybrid between that and like the forge that his dad had or has. Shouldn't use that last time. Like a mix of those two, because that's kind of where he is.
Sure. So inside, as you step in, stone floor, a work table in front of you, but also what looks to be like a furnace in the corner that's constantly stoked, and a number of appliances along the wall for usage. Pliers, hammers, any kind of tool that you would need as a smith. But also, along the table in front of you, a giant wood table with arcane markings that you saw in Juniper's atelier to channel those green energies. You also get a little bit nostalgic as there seems to be a window that's shining in sun and warmth, and from outside it almost sounds like you can hear the distant banging of a hammer on an anvil, and it's at the same pace, the same rhythm that your dad would have kept.
It's like a window that he could like see into.
Mm-hmm. Like out of.
Can he like walk up and look through it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see his dad in the forge?
It's not a perfect picture. It's almost like the sun is washing the image out. Like you would have stepped outside of your house and maybe into the morning sun and seen him working at the anvil. It's kind of from that angle. So, yeah.
He'd probably just kind of walk around and take stock of everything and like get familiar with the space.
As you run your fingers along the table, you catch that familiar whiff. Same kind of almost pine scent. Pine and berries that seem to follow your mom everywhere, too. It makes this particular space feel like home when you remember it. So, yeah, I mean, you've got everything that you need here. You're not quite sure how to start, but it's your choice on what to do in this space. You don't have the same, like, offshoot door that your mom has, but there is a door on the back side of this atelier, but it doesn't look like it has a handle yet. There's like a door cut out.
Okay.
But it doesn't have any color. It's really weird.
Like absent of color, or just like
This part of the game hasn't been developed.
yeah, it's under construction.
Yep. It's grayed out as opposed to all of the colors of the atelier.
Interesting.
Absence of color, or even the absence of light.
Unlock this feature.
Exactly. It's like that's like level 9. Yeah.
You just have to pay to upgrade for the ad-free version to unlock that part.
But you hear a voice from behind you as you stare at this door and goes, well, it's a pretty decent forge. You turn around and you see the image of a great big man, broad shoulders, blonde hair, chiseled chin, wearing a blacksmith apron, familiar. You saw this man in your vision when you passed beyond the veil.
Grandfather, right?
That's right.
I don't remember his name. I'm sure he's got one.
I don't think we gave him a name.
What was his name? We'll think of it.
His name is Grandfather.
Yeah. Papa.
Papa. Yep. But yeah, you turn around and kind of washes over you, and you're like, "Oh God, there's somebody in here. How did somebody get in here?"
Right.
But yeah, you turn around and you see this figure again. His presence was definitely calming in the smith that had welcomed you beyond.
Your atelier came with the hall.
Right. But he's in the room like a spirit, like
he has almost a transparency to him, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's kind of looking around your atelier. He's like, "Oh, the frou-frou stuff with the table's weird. I'm really used to," and he kind of points over to the anvil and the forge.
Yeah, I imagine that looks more to your liking. This is new.
Yeah, I don't really know what this is.
Neither do I, but I'm trying to learn.
Fair enough. I'm just really confused as to how I got here.
Not the only one.
Well, last thing I remembered was talking to you about coming and joining me, but now I'm here? Are you dead again?
I don't think so.
What the fuck you doing dying?
I don't know if this space is overlaps where you are. I'm not sure where this space is.
And you kind of look around the atelier, and you do see, when you focus, you see those ley lines of the life stream forming up to your table. You get a feeling that you might have some access to the life stream here. So, could explain why a dead person's
That
here.
would make sense. Should see what Marquies has to say.
Whoops.
Did you see him?
But yeah, he's like, well, I mean, what do you plan on doing with it?
The stable?
Well, the room.
I don't know. Mom used hers to make materia. That's kind of. I was hoping to see if I could do that.
Well, I don't know much about materia. I know a lot about smithing. There's a bit of magical energy to this place, isn't there? He kind of looks around. What's that? And he points to this area that's right next to the forge. Looks to be a table, some kind of flat press with a bar that you could maybe lower.
Make your own t-shirt.
What's that?
Make your own
Oh yeah, just
armor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but would I be familiar with what it is?
No, but it feels like it's linked between. It's like dead center of this room between the two different halves.
Okay.
Like it's got this area that's both smithing and both atelier, greenwood on one side. There is an engraving next to it. And you go to kind of investigate, and it looks like it has the runes for take apart, destroy, repurpose.
Oh, so it looks like it's something that would like in crafting you could like reduce, reuse, recycle. Like
Yeah, you kind of get that feeling off of it.
I was hoping it was a tortilla press. But...
Oh well, fresh tortillas would be good. And your grandfather looks at you and says, "What do you think it does?"
I think it breaks things down into components.
Why don't we give it a shot?
What should we put in there?
I get the feeling that if you put normal stuff in there, you're going to get something normal out of it. But if you put something special in there, you might get something special back. He's like, something you're not using that you got on you? I'm kind of interested to test it.
Using it all.
I mean, Ellie got you a pretty cool weapon we were going to make whip use.
Right, I know.
The bear doesn't have thumbs, but we could probably teach a bear how to hold it.
Let's roll something and see.
All right.
Machine that on his back.
That's not what I thought. He would take he has a +1 shield. He'd put that in there and see what would happen.
And there's a little rune that pops up that says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Are you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you place the shield. Are you gonna? It looks like it's pretty easy machine. You just hold down on the bar.
Okay. Which changes things more than I thought, but anyway.
Are you sure?
I can get a new shield.
All right.
We can get a new +1 shield.
Maybe. I could probably make one, hopefully. I can't get it. I mean, I can get a new Warhammer.
So, since this is a new class and or a new classification of how things are done, there's not really a type of check for this.
Okay.
But what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and roll me a d20, and then I want you to add your strength modifier, your int modifier together.
Strength and intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 16, so that'd be like a 23.
23. That is an absolute success. So you place this shield in this machine, and as you lower this bar, the shield itself is covered in this green energy, and you hold it down for a few seconds, and you pull it back up, and there, sitting where the shield was, is a new piece of materia.
Ooh. Can I pick it up and examine it?
Yes, the materia is a green materia.
Okay. Well, I think they've all been green so far.
So far. Okay. But this particular materia is a +2 materia.
Oh.
So, if you add it to a weapon or a piece of armor, it gives you +2 bonus.
Sweet. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of my shield that I just...
Yeah, gotta delete that shield. That shield is no more.
Right.
And your grandpa, like, slaps his knee and he's like, "That was fun. Let's put some more stuff in it."
What do you got? Some good stuff.
He, like, turns out his ghost pockets.
Oh.
And he's like, "What are fun things that are in here?" And he, like, points to another piece of machinery that's, like, on the opposite side, but also kind of in the halfway in between these. And this particular machine looks like it has, like, these press points in it with these runes around it. Like, think of, like, a couple of stakes coming down from, like, a metal bed, and then, like, runes around those. And he's like, here, put something... well, I don't think you should put something special in here. Maybe you should put something normal in here. You got something normal?
I have my own chainmail that I'm not wearing, because I'm wearing the armor of Baron.
Let's throw it in there.
Okay. I also have just a basic shield.
I'll
save that just for a second. I'll put that shield back on.
Okay.
There, my armor class isn't so bad now. Yeah, I'll just put I have some old chainmail.
Chainmail?
Yeah.
All right. So, again, we're going to have you roll a d20 and add your strength and int modifier.
Okay. That's an actual 20. So, 27.
That is a major success. So, as you lower this device onto your chainmail, there's a flash of light. And as you raise it back up, on the chainmail itself, it looks like there may have been even a piece added to, like a small shoulder pauldron on one side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that shoulder pauldron, you see that this chainmail now has 2 slots in it.
Oh. So it's a chainmail with 2 slots?
Yep.
That, so I can just alter that maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you can put it in the description of the item.
Yeah.
It's basically just a plain chainmail, but it has 2 slots.
So it's the same armor class, but, like, has 2 slots.
Yep.
So if you added that 2 materia you just got, it would become a +2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have another materia. I haven't figured out what it is yet. I typed in 2 slots and it just said 2 slots.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was saying that.
Autocorrected 2 sluts.
Yeah, what am I typing in here? So yeah, I would probably try to put that new materia in there and see how. I just want to see how it fits.
So it kind of clinks into place, but like as you're doing it here on this particular table, it doesn't stick though. And your grandpa looks at it and goes, maybe you can't do that here.
Oh, is he a tutorial? I feel like he's like a tutorial person. I just do it anyway. Just keep spamming A.
You've unlocked the tutorial.
Right.
Spamming A, he goes back through all of the talk again. Yep. Would you like to know more? No! He's like, well, I don't really know this particular part of it, but I don't think this machine is for that.
Oh, I didn't know you could have a special machine. I thought that it just fit right in.
You have tried to just put a materia into a slot before, and it has done nothing either.
Oh, that was why put the grunt? Is there? Maybe just go over to the table.
You did?
Yeah.
I was like, you did see your mom use the table to place a materia in the wrist guard that she had.
So yeah, I would go over there and try to fit that in.
All right. So this is just going to be a straight D20 plus your intelligence modifier roll.
I was an 18. I think my intelligence is 3.
So 21. Yeah, you place your hands on this table, and the table itself begins to draw that green energy along the ley lines that are indented into this table. And what are you slotting? Are you putting that +2 into the chainmail?
Yeah, because I figured it's there.
Fair enough.
I'll put that in there and see. Because I have that. I have another +1, but I think that's in the sword, if I remember correctly. And then I have, well, maybe not.
It is in Blue Wind.
Yeah, that's what's in the sword, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the one in the bracer that I don't know what it is.
Yep.
I think those are the 3 I have.
Yep.
So he'd probably put that in there.
In the chainmail?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you put your hands upon the table and draw upon the green energy that has filled this table, and the materia makes this setting sound, almost like it was perfectly made for the hole that it sets into, and it seals into it, and there's this energy that washes over the chainmail, and you have made a +2 chainmail.
Sweet.
After this is done, however, the energy of this entire place seems to dim down, and that window with the light in it goes dark, and your grandpa begins to kind of fade away, and he says, I think that's all she's got in the forge today.
Huh. So it's got charges and has a certain... Okay, makes sense.
He's like, I think that's all the coal we can put in her today.
Oh.
Or maybe it's just this area. Like I said, I don't know much about this.
It's all new to me too. I'm just glad you're here to help me.
Do what I can.
Hopefully I'll see you again next time I'm here.
Maybe. I don't know. So, like I said, the atelier almost begins to shut down. The lights go dim. The only
Closing time starts to play.
Right.
Yep, exactly. And the only light that seems to be coming from anywhere is from the red door. Seems like the light from outside is escaping in somehow. Everything's still here. It's just like it's dusk and it's time to close up shop.
So he'll kind of clean everything up and walk back out through the door.
All right. Speaking of evening, it is that time. You all make your preparations. You've all been working with your respective folks today, planning preparations for the next day. And you all meet back at Elar's. You all seem to, you gather in, and there's a new door on the wall that you'd never seen before. A red door with a golden handle, and Asher seems to step out of the door, and the door itself disappears when it closes behind him, and the key clatters to the ground as he scoops to pick it up.
Oh, you got a magic door.
Yeah, kind of like Mom's.
That's cool.
Very interesting, that's for sure.
What have you guys been up to today? Have you enjoyed your break? A nice holiday?
Well, about
We're
that.
plotting to kill people.
What? Why? I thought we killed all that we needed to.
Not really.
What? Okay.
Never done killing.
Well, I learned how to summon Garuda today. And someone named Cecil. Oh, where's Marquies?
He's literally, like, at his table that he's been using kind of as a desk, like, jotting down notes and, like, preparing vials and...
Is he, like, out in the open, or is he in a room away from everybody?
There's only one, like, common room and one bedroom, and you guys have not been allowed to have the bedroom since that's Elar's.
I slide some bread over to him. You can eat it when we all go to sleep and we can't see you eating. I know you eat when we're sleeping because I take the plates away.
The cookies are always gone in the morning.
Okay.
I learned that I could have accidentally killed myself with my summons.
You sound a little...
Girl, that wasn't a secret.
Well, that's true.
Oh no,
That's
I
true,
found
it
out
wasn't.
that I could accidentally summon evil people and they could possess me and then kill everyone. Isn't that great?
No. That's terrifying.
I met one today. He was on fire.
You met one of the people that wants
Apparently, if you get really awesome, you can even summon the evil ones.
to... I'm not sure I understand. Why would
He
you
blew
want
up
to
a
do
tree. It was cool. But then but then Shar said that it wasn't cool. But it really was actually pretty cool. Right, Poppy?
that? Okay.
So that's what I did today, and you guys plotted murder?
Well, it wasn't so much murder. That just implies, we're trying to eliminate an individual.
Okay.
It was more about plotting, I don't know, would you guys say a defense?
Defense of what?
Well, it turns out we have to go about waging a war.
Oh.
A small one. I think this is probably this is like one battle, right? But I think this is part of a greater conflict.
When is this small war battle happening?
Very soon.
Oh.
In a few hours, actually.
What? 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 I'm not ready to kill people again.
Well, you might want to stop.
No, I
working
can't.
on that.
I have to be back with Shar by dawn so that I can learn how to not kill you guys again some more. She told me I have to train with her the next 4 days. So I can't help you fight your small battle war of murder.
Think, this is kind of one of those situations where Shar, your teacher, well, if Shar is your teacher would be great to have in the effort of ensuring that as few people here that are the good guys die as possible.
But Shar said I needed to trust my Aether to summon things that wouldn't kill me, and I can't trust my Aether if I'm using it to murder people.
I'm not sure I understand why you have a problem with that.
I don't want to kill anybody anymore.
I understand that, and
Can't we just ask them to leave?
Everyone else, help me out here. Would you say that if they are coming here as a retaliatory effort, that they would be interested in discussing just leaving?
If you're polite enough, maybe.
Milos, you're a diplomat.
Diplomacy can only do so much.
See, it's settled. We're screwed.
But has diplomacy even been tried?
I believe that happened before the first attack.
Okay, well, I'm not helping you. I have to train with Shar for 4 days so that I can not kill you next time I summon something. And if I don't train with her, then I might kill you, or myself, or become possessed and blow up an entire volcano and a village full of people and all of you. And I don't want to do that.
Well, I want to go kill people.
You can go kill people. You guys don't need me.
Listen, I understand. It's not my first choice, but you do what you have to.
I could send Poppy, but I think I need her. I think I need you, Dog.
Meow.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure you're just always going to need your Poppy there.
Yeah, but you guys will be fine. Din is very good at murdering people, and she has like 10 pets.
Well, yeah, she
Can you
mentioned
summon
something
all
about
of them at the same time? No. Oh.
Yeah, no, I think we've got that covered. Didn't mention something about throwing a bear.
Well, you know they can die, right? Bears? Yes, but your summons, your beasts, can't they die? No. Oh. Well, throw the bear then.
Definitely not.
They haven't yet, so probably not.
Maybe you should ask our new Beastmaster friend to come.
A little bit.
Why?
You know that one person tried to. You know my friend?
Fire tornado.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's here?
Wait,
And
did you kill her?
Wait, what?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I
thought you didn't like her.
Yes. She's like sick right now.
Would you like me to go see her and heal her?
No, I think you go training. Listen, she'll be fine. Just have her alone. She'll be good.
Are you sure? We could call a doctor, a medical professional.
No, Graveyard's taking care of it.
We could take her to the clinic, to the temple, to be healed by the other. There could be scholars here that could help her. Maybe a white mage?
No, they'll probably end up.
Oh, boy. They shouldn't talk negatively to her. I know that it can be hard when someone speaks negatively about you and hurts your feelings, but they're very professional. Oh, you mean dead put down?
Yeah.
Wait, is she got rabies?
I think so.
Oh, then she should definitely go and see a healer. If she bites someone, she could give them rabies. It's very contagious.
Well, she's in a cage.
Oh.
Right now.
Mm.
So she's fine. She's good.
Sorry.
She's
Is she in prison?
Arrested?
No. In a way. She's just Gregor's taking care of it. It's fine.
What?
Maul mimics like her biting the cage doors and is like,
What is...
Maul okay? Is Maul fine? Maul? Are you okay? Are you sure? I could call a healer to go look at her.
I contacted my kind of dad.
And kind of dad?
Yeah, and
What is a kind of dad?
Is he nearby?
No.
Do we need to take her somewhere?
Maybe.
Well, okay. Well, how far away do you live from here?
Pretty far.
How far?
Well, see, I went to your place. That was my place, and then I went to your place, and then we both went to that city.
Did you go through the mists?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go through the mists. I'll kill all of you.
Yeah, so's my mom.
Yes.
Kill everyone.
Let's
How would we get her through the mist then?
I don't know.
We could tie her up.
Yes.
We could tie you up.
Yes.
Both.
Not together, though.
No.
no, do it.
We'll be gnawing on each other.
Maybe I'll ask Shar if she can help me figure out how to not become savage in the mists. Some people can control it. There's a lot going on in my life right now, and it's hard for me to control a lot of things.
Sure, of course, you've got a lot of anxiety.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Shar told me I didn't have to have confidence in myself to be a good summoner, so you lied to me. I just have to be confident in my ether. And I am.
Are you?
Yes.
You did not sound like you had any confidence in that
because I'm not
statement.
confident in myself.
It sure seems like you need the step of being confident in yourself, then.
No, I don't. That's not true at all.
You need to have confidence in what you're saying.
And you know what? I tried to tell Shar all about you, and she was not impressed.
Why do you have to keep telling everyone you meet about me?
Because you're really cool.
Oh, okay, thank you. But
if leather could blush.
I mean, you saved so many. Well, you didn't save anyone because they were already dead. But I mean, realistically, you probably saved a lot of people from getting dead because you arrested the people who were making the dead happen. So you're a hero.
Sure, I'm okay, but it's...
And everyone should know that you're a hero.
I feel like a lot of people are already aware based on whoever is writing those books.
I believe that her name was something in French.
What's a French?
What are those?
What's a French? I apologize to our French listeners.
Listen, they should understand that French don't exist in this world just as much as English.
You are you are valued members of society.
They exist greatly within our realm, but not in this world.
Anyway,
as none of us do.
As you guys are reminiscing,
because we don't have that much of an exciting life.
Elar comes up with the normal tray of evening fare for you all. And he seems to kind of, after he places it down, he doesn't even grab any food for himself, like a piece of bread, and he like slumps into his chair and just kind of like sits there with a vacant spare.
Her name is Josephine.
Okay.
Ilar!
Yes.
Are you okay? You look sad, tired.
That would be a way to describe it, yes.
Would you like some bread?
He like looks down at his hand that's kind of like just sitting there clutching a piece of bread. He's like, I think I got it covered.
They told me that there was going to be a war, fight, battle, combat, murder tomorrow.
Very poor news.
Oh.
You see one of my old colleagues and main guardian of the Grand Maester has decided to name himself as acting head of the church at the moment.
Does he have red hair?
He does.
I met him.
Sure you did.
He told me I had nice ears.
It's nice.
You seem disappointed. Is he a bad man?
Right now he's acting like one, yes.
Dear, we should have killed him when we had the chance. You wanted to, I think.
No, hold on. You don't want... This is confusing.
Well,
when you say that we should have killed someone, but then you also say, "Oh, I don't want to kill people."
I suppose I should have let Din kill him. Din wanted to eat him or something. She's very feral.
But you see, he's taken over as head of the church and whipped the very zealous into some kind of fury.
Oh, that sounds like religion to me.
It is religion. And where have you been this entire time?
I'm just saying, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Hard to hear under that mask.
It's not.
Everything's muffled.
Right.
It's not so simple as the Guardians merely attacking here in Emerald. All over the country, it seems like the Guardians are trying to take charge of the countries, trying to wage battles against the heads of state.
That seems...
And he looks over at you, Milos, and he says, "I'm afraid to report that the Oasis is currently a battle zone between the Guardian forces. But I have heard good news that your aunt yet lives. There was a mysterious figure, woman, saved her from an attempt on her life."
Oh, we know her. We found her in a tree.
By the way, if you wouldn't have saved her, your aunt would have been dead.
See?
Oh my god, we unlocked the secret.
Sometimes you trust Ellie when she makes dumb choices.
Yeah, right?
Spoilers.
Yay, now we have to play the campaign again for the bad end.
Oh. So remember, kids, look in every nook and cranny. But yeah, he says there was a mysterious warrior woman who seemed to appear in a spiral of dust and sand and defeated any would-be attackers.
That's our Jin friend.
Perhaps. I don't know, but she yet lives, and I hear that she's moved to the capital at this point for better defense.
Do we need
Yes, so unfortunately I couldn't bring you the best of news, but at least you know that she is currently safe.
I'm amazed that Sappho was able to protect her. That crazy. I mean, I assumed that she would help.
Sappho said she was bound to your family.
Yes, I just didn't foresee the Oasis being a target, but they're taking over everywhere. I mean,
sounds like everywhere's a target. Is it just here, or is it through
it's
the
in every
mist too?
Well, I don't know about Beyond the Mist. I doubt it, since it'd take the Guardians more resources to push through the mist than what's necessary. Plus, the other countries, I'm sure, wouldn't allow it, especially the Empire to the north.
What should we do to help?
Well, it sounds like there are factions, the state, the people, rising up against the Guardians, but right now, at this point, it sounds like it's civil war.
Shit.
And it's so strange. There's been reports of the Guardians fighting with such fervor. It seems like when they get on the battlefield, they have been reports of them almost glowing red and having this unnatural strength to them.
That doesn't sound.
Does that sound familiar to any of us? Like, is that like a common magic-y, like, buff spell that we would know of or have heard of?
Those trained in Arcana can go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
17?
Oh, 12. That's a no good. That's a 7.
So, out of all of you, Asher actually, seems to have some knowledge of perhaps what this would be. Asher, this is, a spell that a lot of, physical fighters would actually, use, especially in the past, to, send themselves into a berserker type of fury. A spell perhaps known as Berserk, but, like, on a national scale.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you want to share that with the group,
yeah, I
certainly
would
can.
say I've read some books and did some studying about different spells that can help melee fighters when I was younger, and to me it sounds like he's describing like a berserk spell, but I've never heard of it used on like a mass level like that. I don't know if someone's strong enough to cast that spell.
Is it a spell that can be enchanted onto an item that they could have on their person? If that many people are...
Possibly.
And you would know that enchantments come from
Materia.
people with materia, and like...
There'd be a lot of
There'd
materia.
be a lot of materia. So either there is somebody out there in the Green Word pumping out berserk slotted items, but really highly unlikely. Not impossible. Highly unlikely.
It's troubling. Is the Grand Maester still somewhere safe?
He is. Just unreachable at the moment.
I think I might have to skip my lesson. I don't want him to die. What if there are some crazy summoners there? I'm not crazy, but I could try. Poppy, are you ready to be crazy? Okay, I guess we're gonna commit murder.
See, you keep putting it that way. If you keep saying it like that, then
Are we gonna kill people?
Okay, see, it's much more nuanced than that, really.
We're going to protect other people. With
We're gonna kill, but we're still gonna kill people. I mean,
We're going to
protecting
protect people from a genocide.
Yeah, but we're still killing people, which is murder.
Well, don't think of it so much as killing people as tearing them as much as tearing them limb from limb and snatch rock.
Oh, that
We're going to do
seems
landscaping
very,
that might hurt
very
people.
violent.
Some advanced landscaping.
I don't
We
know.
are
That might make me
landscaping
nauseous.
with bodies.
I don't do well with blood.
That's like manscaping, I heard. You landscape
Yeah.
with your body.
They make good mortar.
Well,
Bodies do.
Fair.
300 did it.
Oh, Ilar.
And he's just kind of like stared off into space again.
Sure taught me a lot today.
Good.
After she yelled at me for 20 minutes for being...
That sounds like both of you, yes.
Well, she told me to come back at dawn, but they're going to go fight a murder war, so I kind of want to help them. What do you think?
If you abandon your training now, she will not take you back.
Shit!
So it's completely up to you.
Maybe I'll give you guys some buff spells to help you before you leave.
Maybe you could tell her you're doing some homework that happens to be
maybe you could tell her that it would be great if she came along.
some, like on-site practice.
She's a very
yes,
old lady. I
yes.
don't think that she would want to come and fight in a murder war.
Well,
But she's someone's bad yet.
She does.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like
you
she
didn't
could probably
know about
fight your
Bad,
whole
yeah.
murder
now,
war
yes,
for
see,
you.
that's an excellent point. You know nothing about summoning evil people or evil whatevers until you spoke to your teacher,
Poppy?
which means that clearly your teacher has some sort of inkling for violence and danger.
Poppy, can you take letters like how her Tonberry could take letters?
Meow.
Okay, I'm gonna write Char a letter, and I'm gonna be like, hey, I want to come to my training tomorrow, but also there's this murder war going on where everybody's in danger, and I wanted to know if I could have permission to go help class. Or if we could have a lesson that involves some travel and on-site experience at the murder war.
All right.
Ellie.
Yes or no? Maybe.
Great.
Otherwise, I'll definitely still come to training because that's important. But like, I'd also like to help my friends not die. Thank you.
P.P.S. You roll the scroll up and you give it to Poppy, and Poppy makes her way down the tree, out the door. Elar just is still kind of sitting there, and he like finally manages to raise the piece of bread that he's had in his hand, like up to his mouth and take a bite, and then he like stands up and like kind of rubs his eyes, throws the piece of bread back on the plate that he brought up everybody's food on, and starts to walk towards the door again. He kind of pauses for a moment. He goes, suppose you all haven't read this, and he reaches into one of the sleeves of his robes and pulls out like this long like rolled parchment with like the official seal of the church on it. And he goes, some light reading, I guess, for you.
Light
and
reading?
he
This
leaves.
what? I'm gonna unroll it.
Okay. Are you reading it out to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So this seems to be not a personal letter per se, but more of a declaration. And it states, the traitor Elar has risen up against the church, raising his own force committing heresy. All of those aiding and abetting him will be put to death.
Oh, that's us. We were already kind of wanted. It's fine.
Those in contact with him, as well as the murderers of the Grand Maester, and it lists all of your names,
that's us too.
are to be turned into Guardian forces immediately.
Well, see, we're not just ordinary heretics. We're special. We're named.
We're special heretics.
We should probably wear disguises everywhere we go. Forever.
That's really not all that it's chalked up to be.
Yeah, it takes a lot of concealer to hide the green skin. So.
Prestidigitation, you have pale skin.
Okay, I guess you do that every day now.
It only lasts for an hour.
Every hour on the hour.
You just basically have like fucking fake magic makeup for an hour.
Right.
Every hour. Milos just has a hand.
Shit, I gotta redo my foundation.
Yeah. Exactly. Before he leaves, he says, rest up. Tomorrow's gonna be quite a day.
I'm sorry you're wanted for treason because you helped us.
Well, from the sounds of it, the church thinks I'm trying to overtake them, so...
Oh, fuck them.
My god.
Fuck the church. Did you learn that at her training today?
I learned it from Din.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first day I met her, she used the word fuck.
Oh,
I've just been writing them all down in my books, so I don't forget them. Fucking shit.
Nelar says, I suppose they think I'm going to. I might as well go for it.
You would make a great Grand Maester.
Perhaps.
The Grand Maester's not dead, so you don't have to worry about that.
He kind of pauses for a moment and just kind of looks down the stairs and nods and heads down the stairs.
Shit, sorry, I didn't mean to crush your
Yeah.
dreams.
I mean, everyone else thinks he's dead.
You
He could
lifted
at least
him up
play
and
the
then told
part
him
for a
nope.
while. Yeah.
So, it's the end of the night.
Oh, wait! I need to talk to you! Come back!
So you chase Nelar down the stairs. Are any of you doing anything else?
Continuing my
Preparation?
Eat your bread! As I run away.
I'm supposed to give bread to birds.
He probably hasn't eaten all day.
He pecks at it. No.
His stomach's gonna explode.
Anybody doing anything else before bed?
I probably would have asked Marquies if he made a replica of the map yet that we saw, because we don't have a map as far as I know. And if he needed a reference, I could make a still image with prestidigitation for him to copy over parts of it. But I feel like if we have that map, it's going to be very useful, especially points of interest that we saw. Obviously, telling them that we probably need to go back to the ruins of Baron, and we probably should check out that tower and the chocobo thing.
Chocobo.
Well, that question requires a few responses. Number one, I don't know what makes you think that I draw maps. I'm not a cartographer in any way. But the other part of that response is, when you walked away from me to continue talking about your stuff, I did draw the map.
So news. He is a cartographer.
I'm not a cartographer.
I'm not a cartographer, but I just did exactly that.
I drew.
It's like that one Asian comedian that was like, how dare you say that I'm really good at math just because I'm Asian? I'm good at math, but not because I'm Asian.
Yeah, I'm just a mathematician.
Yeah.
But I don't do math.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. So yeah, I mean, it takes you a little while to whip up a rude copy of the map. Sure, you've got one. Anybody doing anything else?
You said chocobos. Chocobos?
Dear diary.
Chocobos?
She
Chocobos?
just wanted to talk about chocobos. She just heard
Didn't
about
want to talk about chocobos.
I mean, she would have... Oh, she didn't...
She was
see the
outside.
She was
map.
outside. Yeah. Also, she can't read common.
Yeah.
I would also reiterate to her, yeah, we saw on the map about, I don't know, a couple squares northeast of here. There said something about chocobos. Maybe we should go check it out. We have a chocobo egg. Do we know it's a chocobo egg? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yep. You know it's chocobo egg.
So maybe we can find more of their kind and maybe bring the egg back to them if we so choose.
Maybe they'll teach us how to hatch it.
There
Maybe.
we go. That's better.
Hatch and breed, man.
Maybe
Hatch
we
and
wrangle
breed.
us some chocobos.
Yeah.
Chocobo hunter after war.
I could switch to Cavalier. I could just be a ride a mounted chocobo.
Perfect.
There you go.
Anything else?
I'm running to talk to Isla.
Okay. So the rest of you start to find some sleep as you chase Hylar. He says you find him heading towards the memorial site. So
Ellie's still in her pajamas from this morning.
Sure.
She's not. This is just her look today.
But yeah, you find him in front of the memorial stone that has Reese's name carved into it. Me too. But it's hard because he's not dead, but he's gone, and he's not gone, but he's here.
Yeah.
I'm really confused about it.
I can't summon Titan.
And he puts his hand out, and you see that he has the brown stylized crystal Titan, and you see him channel ether into it, and the base familiar that he has, he actually has this tiny little what are they called? He actually has, what are they called? The magic pots? Yeah, the little guy that looks out. He summons his base familiar, and you see the pot kind of pop up out of the ground, and this little blue face kind of peer out from inside. You know his familiar.
I give him a pat.
And his big ears kind of push out when you pat him on the head, as his head pops back down into the pot. But you see as Ilar takes the brown crystal out and focuses his aether through its magic pot does not change.
Guess it's not just me. It's
Nope.
hard because I think it's gonna be him, but I know it's not going. I mean, I met real Titan. It's gonna be real Titan, but tiny real Titan. I know that, but I just keep going.
Yeah, I come here every day, but I don't know what to say because I'm not going to find him if I ever visit the far plane, and I can't mourn him passing because he's not completely dead. He's not here, so he's gone. I can't just go and see him. He's not gone because he holds out the crystal. He's here.
Yeah, that's what I'm struck to. But I think we can still move on because the person that he was alive, it's not what he's ever be again. And that's the part of it.
He produces a tiny bottle from inside of his robes, and he sits down in front of the stone, and he kind of pats the ground next to him while he's looking up at you.
Sit down next to him.
And he manages to pull out a couple of stoneware cups, sake style. He pours you both a drink and says, maybe. And he kind of takes a deep breath. And this stoic man that you admired but also feared for most of your summoner training, his eyes begin to well up. And you finally see that loss wash over a man who will never be able to see his son again.
I'm gonna lay my head over on his shoulder and say, crying is normal. I do it all the time. It really does make me feel.
Let's do that together then.
This liquor's gonna get real salty.
So, Becky.
Oh no, you've been targeted.
The dead of night calls out to you. This particular night is eerily dark. It is a new moon tonight. One of the only nights every few months where the second moon hides behind the first, and the first is eclipsed by the planet itself. The stars, which would normally shine decently bright, are covered by dark clouds. The only lights anywhere nearby is those of the street lamps far below on the street, barely reaching the window up here. Rest does not find you very well, as you are still recovering from that blast of aether. Now that everybody is asleep or gone, you now focus your aether through those runes among your wings, but it's like the connection has been severed. Your wings still work, but where you had been hit, power doesn't flow through. It leaves you kind of shaking. You've never been powerless, but boy, it takes you some effort to channel magic through your body. Then when you're trying to channel that magic again, you start to get frustrated. That moment earlier, after you'd been hit was the first time in a long time you felt powerless. You remember the last time you felt powerless. It wasn't a good feeling. It wasn't only mentally scarring, but physically scarring. As you kind of clutch your new wings, recently regrown, and you start to grit your teeth and remember that powerlessness. And how do you feel?
I think she feels just lonely, scared, like the night she did after crawling across the scrub and desert land for a long hot day after her sentence was carried out. Just remembers that cold night sitting under a rock, not crying, hardly fluid left body, just that hopeless.
Might have to have you speak up a little bit more into the mic.
Oh, okay. But she also feels the anger after she had found a new home, after she had regained her strength, and that the first inklings of revenge. Becky grew a tough skin growing up where she did, putting up with what she had. And she does not take loss and injury very well. And all she can think of is the pale man with blue and green eyes, how, God or not, he's on her list.
Right. These thoughts consume you, and so does the darkness in this room. In fact, it seems like, even though your eyes are adjusted to this darkness, seems like those figures that share this room with you have been completely obscured. You alone sit in the middle of this darkness. But in front of you, you feel like you see some mass. It almost ripples, like the darkness itself is rippling in the air above you. And you hear this drop of, like, viscous liquid. And it looks like you can make out, like, a ball of liquid darkness in front of you. Suddenly, this figure starts to emerge from the ball from the bottom. Black, demonic face, red skin, sharp teeth, white, glowing eyes, hanging upside down. As it emerges from this bubble, you see your patron of the void, Diabolos. He spreads his wings, his black, leathery bat wings, and says, "You must seek more of my power."
And what's it gonna cost me this time?
He points, actually, across what you thought was the room, where the figures in this room had been obscured before, and there is a light that, maybe not a light, perhaps the darkness is peeling back from obscuring this figure. You see Asher asleep on the floor, and you see this green light emanating from him. That one there can build materia. He can draw my power from the life stream from whence it was shattered. You simply must talk him into doing so.
And in return,
every time you reclaim a part of me that was broken and scattered amongst this planet, I shall grant you the power to overcome those who would leave you weaker. I shall help you reclaim your vengeance.
I'll see what I can do.
Struck then, and he turns upside down and places his hand in this black liquid ball, and it shrinks down to the size of his palm, the size of your palm, and he hands it to you. It looks like a materia, same composition and size, sheen. However, this materia has this dark purple sheen to it. Have him place that essence there.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
As you accept it, the runes on your wings begin to glow again. A parting gift.
Thanks again.
Suddenly you awake back in the room. The light from the streets. Again giving enough light to this room as you now hold this dark purple materia in your hand as you stare at Asher. That is where we will end this episode.
We're in
What the
danger.
fuck is that?
Marquies was like eating bread.
So thanks for tuning in this week, guys, and we hope you continue to check out our adventures. Again, remember, every Friday on YouTube. Make sure to check out new episodes there. Like, follow, subscribe, share, comment. We appreciate it. And every Wednesday, make sure to check us out anywhere you can get your podcasts and follow us on social media for updates. Again, we thank you for listening in. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Campaigns of the Plains channel. Catch new material every Friday on YouTube, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.